This conference will now be recorded.
Today, first we'll see how to create a journal entry and how to post. You all know journals, right? In accounts, we create debits and credits. That is nothing but journal entry. Let's create some journal. Let's see whether we are able to use this ledger for journal entries and we are able to post or not. Let's check that. Now, after this, we'll continue with organization setup again. Okay. To create journals, we have to go to journal accounting. Yesterday also I said from journal accounting. How we got this journal accounting? How we got this? Ledger access gives you access to the ledger, but not this journal accounting. From journal accounting, it will give access to the ledger. I'm asking you how we got this journal accounting. We did something for this. One second. Wilson. So, journal accounting. Yesterday we have opened periods from period close. Journals. If you go to journals here, you can create journals. By default, you got your ledger name. How we got this ledger name? Because of yesterday we have assigned ledger. And how we got that journal accounting? I forgot on call. How we got that journal accounting? Because of job roles. Yesterday, if you remember, GL related 5 job roles we have assigned. And I said because of GL related job roles, we got this journal accounting. And from journal accounting, if you want to create journals and if you want to post journals, then you need access to ledger. And we got this ledger access from journal accounting because we have assigned or we have provided data access to the job roles. Isn't it? Yesterday we did this. Data access we have provided to the job roles. Chief Financial Officer, Controller, Financial Analyst, General Accountant, General Accounting Manager. These 5 job roles got access to this ledger. That is the reason system is showing ledger here. Clear? Now next we are going to see how to create journal and how to post. To create journals or any GL related activities you want to perform, you have to click on this task panel. Here all GL related activities are provided, and which activity you want to perform, you have to go to that activity and you can perform it. Clear? Now I want to create one journal and I want to see how to create and how to post. Create journal. We have an option here. Select this create journal and click on create journal. See, basically journal information in Oracle, even it was same in EPS, divided into 3 tables in the backend. Okay, there are so many tables under each table, but the major tables are 3. Master tables, you can say journal master tables. That is journal batch, journal header, journal lines. Journal batch, journal header, journal lines. See, every batch is unique. Every batch, you can create a number of batches, but every batch is unique with a name, some name, whatever name you provide. And under each batch, you can have multiple journals. Let's say for an example, I create batch name as expenses. I'll create rent expense as one journal, telephone expense as one journal, car rent expense as one journal. This is office rent. Same way we can create different journals under each one batch. That means each batch you create, there is the option to create multiple journals under each batch. You got the point? Every batch we create, there is the option to create multiple journals under each batch. And each journal have debit and credit lines. This is called header. I mean, the journal you create is header, and that header have lines. What lines? Debit accounts, credit accounts lines. Okay, so batch, under one batch, you can create multiple journals, each journal for some reason or for some transaction, and under each journal, you can have multiple lines, debit and credit lines. And when you post, posting is not at line level, header level. Posting works at batch level. Posting works at batch level directly. Batch name, let's say expenses batch. I'll copy the same. Expenses. We have two types of journals, actual and budget. Actual is normally whatever transactions they do, they post. Budget journals are estimated funds journal. When company reserve that amount to use in future. So we'll look into budget journals later in the future. And we are creating journals for December period. If you want to change, if you want to do for different period, you can change it. And this is manual journal, that's why source by default manual taken. If coming from payables, it will show payables as a source. If coming from receivables, it will show receivables as a source. Approval status, we did not enable approval, we did not enable budget, that's why not attempted. And this batch status is unposted, and the batch completion status is incomplete. Still we are working, that's why incomplete. And then here, this is batch, this is line journal header. Let's say office rent. Journal name I've written as office rent. And we are creating journal under this ledger, and which date you want, you can select date. Which currency you want, you can select currency also. And category, this falls under which category? And just select some expense account. This is not account, this is just a category. You can select anything, not a problem. Okay. And then this is called header, and this is line. The below one is line. So I can create line accounts, debit and credit accounts. You can have multiple debits, multiple credits, but the rule is total debit amount and total credit must be equal, right? Here. From which company and from which department, if location is there, from which location, all we need, and which account. The nature of the transaction is nothing but account. So which account? Let's take office rent. Okay. Let's say along with office rent, you're also paying some expense, maintenance, let's say. building maintenance and repair, okay, or parking maintenance, whichever you want. Let's say $100 is for building maintenance and the rent is $1,000. Okay, you can use down arrow. See, 2 lines only it will display. If you want to add more lines, click on add row. You can add n number lines. There is no limit to add lines. This will be line 3. And line 3, I'll take it as cash account. Total, it's $1,100. Right? You can write description if you want. Like we used to write in college days, narration, being good, sold, whatever. Same like that. Save. You want to add one more journal within the batch. Do not complete. Once you complete, you will unable to add any journals in the batch. Once complete, then done. Batch is closed. You can save and you can close now. You can cancel it. Cancel in the sense, I'm just coming out of this page, but data will not delete. I want to go to the same batch to add more journals, manage journals. Okay, we have created for December month, search, accounting period December month, search. We got this here. Click on edit. See, this is still incomplete. If you see completed, I mean, if complete, that complete option will not display here. Then you can add more journals if you want. See, I clicked on new here. The moment I clicked on new, the old information is removed. It is saved already. So showing you again blank fields to add next journal. Let's say car rent. Okay. Select car rent account here. And the amount is, let's say $1,000. You can copy this account and you can paste here and you can change it. Cash account as credit, $1,000 will take now. So here we have 2 journals within one batch, isn't it? 2 journals in one batch. Let's save. Or you can also do save and close if you click on here, save and close. Saves and closes. I'll search again. If you click on down arrow, search option opens, search it. Now we got 2 journals within one batch. Batch name is same. Batch name is always unique. Journal name can repeat again, but batch name, this journal name can repeat again, but batch name is unique. Every batch name must be unique. If batch name repeats again, it will not allow you to save. It says duplicate batch, but journal name never says duplicate. Okay. So we have 2 journals. I want to post. See, posting is not there at journal level, only batch posting. Even it was safe in EBS, here also same. You want to post single journal, not possible. You have to post complete batch, but to post, first you need to complete this batch. Just click on complete. Completed. Now from here also you can post. Complete batch is going to post. Select it for posting. You can click on refresh here. It will show you the status change, if any changes. See, processing. Posted. And for each account, you can see balance here. See, this is new function added in Fusion. It was not there in EBS. Now, for an example, for this account, I want to see quarter to date balances. You understand quarter to date, right? This is which quarter? Fourth quarter of the year, let's say. It's Jan to December, fourth quarter of the year. So I want to see quarter to date. Quarter starts on which day? 1st October. From 1st October till today, whatever the journals are posted with this account, system take balance of each account. It will show beginning balance and current activity balance. Beginning balance from October to till today, till previous day. And this journal activity show as activity. So beginning balance showing 0 because we don't have any activities done before with this account. If you have any activity done before with this account, it will show you. If you select PTD, period to date, within this period, from day 1 of the period till today, with this account, whatever beginning balance and this current activity. And we have year to date also. Let's say if somebody is asking you how much rent is paid per year, you have rent account, just select, go to that journal, select that account and click on year to date. You will get complete year balance. You have to select account below first. Select which account balance you want to see. You want to see quarter to date, period to date, year to date, you can see here. And you can know how much rent is paid so far, or how much stationery expenses are done so far, how much car rent is paid so far. So it will show you beginning balance and then current balance. Activity is nothing but this journal activity balance and the total. Clear? Any questions? It is, I mean, this batch balance, this current batch. It is not all batch. This is only this account. See the account here about displaying. With this account, if previous different batches, whatever posted. See, if I am asking you, can you tell me the rent account, how much paid from day 1 of the year till today? So that will show you here. That's what I said. Select the account for which account you want to see the closing balance till today. Select account, and for this account, activities show you here. Year activities, period activities, or quarter activities. Based on that, the balance, how much it is. Got it? It's very simple. Let's say you are maintaining your expenditure Excel. Okay, every month you are paying rent. Every month you take rent. In Excel, if you do equal to rent, how much paid? If you write formula, then total rent display, how much paid? Same. For so and so account, how much we have done so far. It's not one particular batch. It is all about the account closing balance. Okay. In case you want to see batch balances, it will show you here only the batch activity amount. Okay. You can click on this batch name. It opens. Yeah, it will show you there only. Okay. There will be delete option under, see, delete option is disabled now. It will be enabled if it is not posted. It will be enabled if it is not posted. After entry is posted, everything is freezed. See here. I can't change even journal name or batch name. Everything is freezed here. Yes or no? Even account, amount, everything is freezed. I can't change anything because this batch is posted. Nothing can be done with this batch. No delete, no changes, nothing. That is what the difference between softwares like Tally, QuickBooks, and Oracle. Once posted, done. You can't do anything with that journal. The only thing you can do if something is wrong, reverse. That is the only thing you can do, nothing else you can do. No delete, no changes. Okay. Normally in Tally, if something is wrong, you can go to that journal, you can make changes. But here it is not the case. If something is wrong, then in Tally you have option to delete also. But nothing you can't do here. The only thing you can reverse, that's it. That's why this software is more secure than other softwares. We call it as software like Oracle or SAP or Microsoft Dynamics. Because they spend more to develop better solutions for business, right? And business like Amazon, Facebook, Google, or any big business who are large scale industries, they want data like this. If some data is created, there should not be option to delete once finalized. Before finalization, user can make changes or delete because that is not finalized by user, right? Once user is finalized, it should not be delete. It has to go for audit first, and then auditor advises, then it can be reversed if required, but it cannot be deleted. Clear? If you provide delete option, business like large scale industries, they do thousands of lakhs of transactions a month. Year and time, if manager want to manipulate, he can do anything. And they can manage or management of the business, they can eat money from business, right? So if this option is there, there is no chance. They can't manipulate. They can manipulate, but very less, like 2%, 3%, but not 50%, 60% manipulation. See, 2-3% will be there in any software because every software have their negatives also, isn't it? That's why nothing is perfectly same. So this is how we create journal, we save and we post. Any questions in this journal part? You can delete. Even after complete, you can delete. Once posted, you can't delete, you can't change anything. Clear? Now we'll continue with organization setups. We are done with this. Hope you guys remember, as a part of organization setup, legal entity, ledger is done. And now enterprise, business unit. These two we need to define. The enterprise cannot be defined more than one in one instance. It can be only one. So already it is created. I mean, somebody who practiced first time in this server, they have created it. So you don't have to, if you want, you can edit it. Otherwise, you can just leave it because you can't define more than one enterprise in one instance. Okay. In real time also, for the first time implementation happens, enterprise creates by HR, not by finance team. Let's say if company is not using financial HR module in this Fusion, then you have to create enterprise with basic details, not complete details. Just name of the enterprise and address of the enterprise. That is enough. Enterprise is like a group, Tata Enterprises. For that, go to setup and maintenance. It's a part of HR. Manage enterprise HCM information task mail. Manage enterprise HCM information is a task name. So somebody created with some name, only one name can be created. If you want to modify with your name, you can, but no problem what name you provide here, because see, Tata Groups, it's a name. So Tata Groups have different entities. Entities matters for your transaction, but not the group. No transaction happens under the group, right? So group is just for tracking purpose. We have so many entities under one group. So whatever name you can just leave it, no need, not required to change. In case you want to update, you can do that. Update it. Okay. I'll give name as okay. And any address you have, you can select here, or else you can leave the same. Work timings and all. Okay, somebody updated this work timing. See, work timing not required finance, HR decides, right? So these are optional details not required to provide by us. And these are all employee related details. When all are HR related details here. Okay, so enterprise name and location is enough. Click on submit. Done. If you want, we can update, or else whatever name is there, you can leave it. Not required to update. Clear? So that's it about enterprise. We have to just create a name. If you get fresh instance, then you will get option to create. I mean, the moment you click on the task name, it will show blank fields. But now already created, that's why it is showing with some name. It will show blank fields, then you can write enterprise name, then you can write address details, everything you can write, and you can save the details. Okay. Now next we are going to create business unit. To create business unit, see, business unit is nothing but branch, or you can say business location. So every branch have an address, right? So address we need to create first for business unit. Go to project, you can do it from the project. See, this part I have not done from the project because that comes under HR. That's why I did it from out of the project. Enterprise definition, I did it from out of the project because this comes under HR and we don't have HR, we have only finance. That's why I did it out of the project. And the task name is to create manage locations. Click on this task name. Click on go to task. Create. Some location name. Or we can give as BU1 address. Okay. Code I'll provide the same. And then address line 1, I'll write same. You can write some address if you want. And if you select zip code, like yesterday I said, automatically state, city and county comes with zip code. Zip code is nothing but postal code in India. And all other details are not required. Just leave it. Just I need address. First click on review. And then save it once. And then submit. Then this address is saved, and this address can be attached to the business unit. Next task, we are going to create business unit, manage business unit. Task name, manage business unit. We have a task here, manage business unit. Click on this task. Click on go to task. Click on create. We are creating new, that's why click on create. What name you want? Oracle 001 business unit. See, every business unit have branch head. We call it as branch head or management. Someone will be managing the entire branch, right? So that person will be a manager of this branch or business unit. You can select that employee name if some employee is there. As this is optional, we can just leave it. And location, your business unit location, the one we have created, we can assign here. Okay, create as cloud 00. See this default set. I'll discuss about this set in future. There is a topic on the reference data set. It is actually called as reference data set. If I discuss now, you will not understand because I have to come to that topic. So when you practice, just select set as common. Common in the sense, whatever business objects I'm going to use in future, all will be attached to this common set. But what is the use of this set? Why we have this set? We will discuss that later in the future. Maybe Monday we will discuss on that topic. Okay. Just select common as a set name. Common set. There is a major use of this common set, which was not there. I mean, not common set actually. Set concept was not there in ABS. Newly added in Fusion, and there is a major impact, and there is a major change because of this set. We'll discuss once we come to the reference data set. What is exactly the use of it? Why I'm saying I'll discuss in future, because I'll show you where we use and how we use and why we use when we come to that topic. If I discuss now, I don't have option to show you where we use, why we use, and how we use. Okay, that's why I'll discuss in the future. For now, selected common, save and close. Got my business unit defined. Now we need to decide. See, we have so many business units. Let's say I'm creating only one now. In real time, there may be business unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many locations where business is operating. That's what business unit is. So in business unit, what activities they are doing? See, there are so many activities are there to perform in business, right? So what activities? See, for an example, sometimes if you purchase some item and if you go to the building to pay, they say, boss, payment we don't accept here. Go to Panjagutta office, we have an office there, pay there. There are chances business say this, right? Or we only do purchase here. Sales, if you want to purchase something, we say customer. If you want to purchase something, you have to go to Dilshuk Nagar branch. They are the branch who sell product. We only do purchase to maintain raw material here or to maintain products here, whatever. So different branch may do different activity. So what activity function is nothing but the activity what business performs. So what business function is operating by business unit that we need to enable. See, business unit business functions. Click on go to task. This is also not there in EBS. In EBS, once you create operating unit, it will that is applicable for every what we say every activity to perform. There is nothing to enable or disable to do activities. But here in Fusion, it is added. You want whatever activity you have enabled, only that activity can be performed with business unit, not all activities. I'll show you how we enable. Find your business unit, select your business. Don't click on this, okay? Just select from outside. I mean, if you click on this, it will open business unit details. I want to select and save and close. Now here you have a business function. See, assign business functions for this business unit. Let's say I am going to operate only payable invoices, payable payments from this business unit. These only two activities can be done, nothing else. You can create one more business unit. From there you do sales activities. You enable only sales activities there. That's what. So you can decide. Let's say in future we started, there are chances brand shifted. So you can open this and you can enable in future if you want to enable more options. Anytime you can enable options here. I mean activities, whatever, or business functions here. So what I'll do, I'll keep all enabled because we are going to perform all activities. Okay. And for this business unit, when you do activities, there will be journal. If you process payment, there will be journal. If you process invoice, there will be journal. Which ledger journal you want to use for this business unit? Select that ledger details. Automatically system take legal entity. That means this business unit is associated with this legal entity. If you have multiple legal entities, drop down and select the other one. Okay, whatever legal entities are attached to ledger, it will show you all. So I want this entity. That means this business unit is part of electronics company. If the business unit is part of automobile, then you select automobile here. So this business unit do electronic business, and whatever accounts we create while doing this transaction, that will post into this ledger. Okay. Here business unit is attached to the ledger and legal entity. Yes or no? Done. Business unit completely created. Now we are going to create employee user. See, we have discussed about two types of users: implementation user, employee user. What is the difference? There is only three difference between these two users. Implementation user, employee user can do whatever implementation user can do, everything can be done by employee user. But whatever employee user can do, there are few things cannot be done from implementation user. And that is, implementation user cannot be a procurement agent, cannot be a collector, cannot be a buyer or seller. Implementation user, this can be. Can be a procurement agent, that's nothing but buyer. Can be a salesperson, or you can say seller. Can be a collector to collect cash from the customers. Clear? Because of that reason, we require employee user now. Because of that reason. And if you are not procurement agent, you cannot create supplier. If you are not collector, you cannot create customer. To create customers and suppliers, you need to be a procurement agent. So because of that reason, we are going to create employee user. Otherwise, employee user is not required. Because of that reason, we'll create employee user now. To see, also I have discussed, to create employee user, we need, while creating employee user, it will ask you legal entity, operating unit. It's nothing but business unit. It will ask you to attach employee user with legal entity and business unit, because an employee joins a company under some legal entity to work for some business unit. Yes or no? That's why your payslips gives you legal entity name. It may not give you operating business unit name, but legal entity name it displays. And you will be getting salary from some business unit. Yes or no? So while creating employee user, you need to select this too. I can select business unit, but I can't select legal entity as of now. The reason, because we have something called LDG. LDG is equals to enterprise. We have enterprise. Enterprise, you can create only one. Okay. What if I have business in, because enterprise level you write shift timings and all everything, right? What if I have business in India, I have business in USA, I have business in UK, I have business in Australia? You have the same, can you use single enterprise for all this? No, of course, because they have their own payroll process. Because enterprise all related to payroll and HR, right? They have their own payroll process. Yes or no? Do you think all these different countries use the same shift timings? No, of course. They use the same currency to pay to the employees? No. They use the same employee benefits and all? No. Of course, no. They can use series employee number, but all benefits what they provide, what they follow is different, isn't it? That is why sub-enterprise here nothing but legislative data group. Legislative data group we create for countries, one for one country. India legislative data group. USA legislative data group. UK legislative data group. These are like a subgroups. Country wise only one. Okay, this is major where the actually corporate is. Like Amazon or Tata, let's take Tata. Tata India Enterprises. I mean Tata Enterprises is belongs to India. Tata Enterprises India, Tata Enterprises USA, Tata Enterprises UK, Tata Enterprises China, Tata Enterprises Australia. They have business in every country, right? Different business they have in every country. Yes or no? So that is nothing but legislative data groups. One for one country. And all legal entities we attach, let's say, for an example, TCS India, Tata Motors India, Tata Steels India, Tata Power Plant India, whatever. All Indian related companies need to link with India Legislative Data Group. What is the meaning of legislative? Legal country name called as legislative. It's a country name legally called. India we call as Bharat also, Bharat. But Bharat is not the legal name, right? We mention India. If somebody is asking you which country you belong to, do you write Bharat? India you write. India is a legal name given for this country, isn't it? So that is called legislative data group. So it's a country data group. Business group, it's nothing but data is nothing but business, we call it as data group, legislative data group, country business group. Same like Australia related, USA related, UK related, we attach to. All legal entities belongs to the country need to link with legislative data group. Then you can create, then you can use legal entity while creating employee user. Otherwise it will not accept. We need to create one legislative data group, and that legislative data group and legal entity both need to be mapped. Then legal entity will become active to use while creating employee user. That's what I've written in the steps here. Define legislative data group, map legislative data group with legal entity, then create employee user. So let's create legislative data group. Are you clear about this legislative data group? Even this legislative data group mapping with legal entity, it's part of HR. So you can't do that from your project. You have to come out of the project. Even employee user creates by HR, because who create employee data? HR, right? HR creates. But we need it, that's why we are creating now. Click on this task panel, click on search from out of the project. Legislative data group. Here we go. Click on this legislative data group. Click on create. It's just a name we create. United States. If India, then you create for India also. Okay, submit. Done. Now this legislative data group created need to map with legal entity. So while mapping with legal entity, you get this all options for shift timings, employee benefits, everything you can write there. Manage legal entity HCM information. Task name. Manage legal entity HCM information. Click on this task name. Select your entity, select an ad, apply and go to task. Here you need to find your entity name. What is our entity name? Oracle 001 Electronic Limited Company, right? Save and close. See guys, I'm discussing the way you need to know. Okay, so note down somewhere when you listen video or try to understand, because you need to know the reasons. In interview they may ask you, why do we create legislative data group? What is the use of it? You have to tell them what is the use of employee user, why we can't use implementation user for everything. You have to tell them why do we need to map legislative data group with legal entity. So these all questions comes in interview. You have to be prepared with definition of each and every topic we are discussing now. That is why I am discussing at least 2-3 minutes before I do practicals, to make you understand why we are doing it. So when you practice, think why you're doing and then practice. Don't do just because of you need to complete your practice. Okay, first time do because of you have to complete your practice just to know the technology. But second time when you practice, try to know why you're doing it. Don't do it just because of you have to complete the topic. Okay. Click on edit and update. Here you can write country, shift timings and all. See there for enterprise shift timings and all already provided, but here we got blank. So here you can provide all related to the employee details. Clear? Employee benefits, shift timings, work days, how many work days, working hours in a week, all you can provide here. So here under payroll statutory unit, we got associate legislative data group. You need to assign data group here. What is our legislative data group name? USA legislative data group. Submit. And done. Now we can create employee user. Click on this task panel, search, or you can search from here also. Manage users. Task name called. See, we are not going to security console now. We are creating from the setups. Because in security console, the username you create called as implementation user, but not employee user. To create employee user, you need to create employee data. Then you get the option username. So what username you want for application, there you write. Got it? So find for a task name called manage users. Click on this task name. Create. Last name, first name, all details you need to write here. I just write Oracle 001 user. Only mandatory information you can write. Email ID. Provide some valid email ID. Why I'm saying valid email ID? Because if any time password get logged, while logging in, you got the option there, forget password. Forgot password. If you click on that, if you write your email ID, and submit, you will get a link from Oracle to reset your password. That is why write valid email ID. Okay. Hiring date, and this is a username. I'll give for last name as username here, and here person type. Here you need to select employee. We are creating employee. We got different options. Retiree, if retired person. We have nurse and all also. With say student nurse, because whatever employee, when employee joins a company, whatever positions they join, how, for what reason they have joined, all reasons are provided here. You can select the reason of person joined in the company, and only employee can become a procurement agent. If you select as, let's say, retiree, or let's say some other option, you cannot make them as a procurement agent or buyer or seller. No. Legal employer is nothing but legal entity. Select your legal entity details, business unit details, and then click on save and close. Done. Your employee user is created, and the same employee user we can see now in security console. Now this employee user need roles, job roles. This employee user don't have any job roles, right? So we need to assign job roles to this employee user. If you want to see that employee user, you can go to security console. You can also see from here. See, we have created employee user, but did we provide any password to that employee user? No, right? We have not provided. One second. Hello. Yeah. So go to security console. Under this security console, users, and what is employee username? Cloud 001 user, right? Isn't it? Employee user, we can find employee user here. That is also user, like security console, whatever you create, the same, whatever employee user you create, you can find here. This is the employee user. Click on this. See, we did not set any password there while creating employee user. Here you have to set password now. Reset password and set some password here. Because from there we did not assign any job roles. Here you have to assign job roles. Only employee user create there, but no job roles and all, everything you have to assign from here only. Setting password, assigning job roles to this employee user, all you have to do it from here only. You can't do from the HR where you have created employee details. There, just while creating employee details, you write a user name, that's it. And that user is called as employee user. Got the point? And that same you can find here, and you can provide whatever job roles you want to provide to this username. So I don't have any, see, if I want to provide job roles, I have to edit and I have to provide. Let's say if there is no job role assigned, we will log in with this username now. Let's see how it works. There is nothing here. Only normal tools, but in tools there is nothing here. Why we did not get anything here? Because by default this for every user you get normal username also, but even you try to set up, there is no setup and maintenance. There is no admin access. Why? Because we have not given any job roles to this user. Yes or no? So we are done with this all. Now from here, let us do tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we'll complete up to this. And from here, all table related setups. Accounts payable starts from here once you complete this. So we are going to finish this all task tomorrow, 5. Okay. After that, payable starts. So tomorrow I'll decide based on your practice how much you have completed, whether to start from Monday or Friday. I'm going to conduct any session. Any questions today before I close?
No.
So 27 tasks you have to do total. So I don't know how many you have done. Okay. Any questions? Here in the classroom, any questions? Ajankya, I'm leaving now. I'll close meeting. Bye and see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Yes, Shashank. Bye.